I have faith that the Constitution will be saved as prophesied by Joseph Smith. But it will not be saved in Washington.
Travis Wayne Goodsell. Oops, I did it again. Oh, I am doing a happy dance. Happy dance. Yep. Section 107, 91, and 92. And again, the duty of the president of the office of the high priesthood is to preside over the whole church and to be like unto Moses. Behold, here is wisdom, yea, to be a seer, revelator, a translator, and a prophet, not to have titles, but having all the gifts of God which he bestows upon only the head of the church, so that Mormons will not be deceived by false prophets who have no gifts. You fell for it, Mormons. And I just dropped the bomb. But lightning strike will be in the thumb description below. Oh, Mormons. Consequences of not believing. Section 103, verse 16, footnoted. Therefore I will raise up unto Mormons a man who shall lead Mormons like as Moses led the children of Israel, because Mormons are in bondage in the latter days and need to be rescued. Oh, I am doing a happy dance. All the thumbs downer haters are humiliated, running for the covers. We've got to hide, cover up our crime and sins. We have persecuted Travis and he has shamed us. Deuteronomy 18, the Jewish Christ. This ain't Jesus. Just told you, man like Moses. Guess what this is about? Verse 15, Deuteronomy 18, the law of the Jews about their Christ. The Lord thy God will raise up. That sounds familiar, like I just read it to you. Unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me, the man like Moses, the Jewish Christ. And Joseph Smith says he's a Mormon. So, if you need more evidence, it's all over scriptures. He's who every Jew talks about. But nonetheless, so does Joseph Smith. Again, Joseph Smith History, 1838, verse 40. After talking about Christianity is going to drop the bomb on Mormons and frame and blame Jesus, the great and abominable Christ, the Jewish Christ of Deuteronomy, Joseph Smith says, is your Christ. Not some fantasy idol statue god of the great spirit of the Zoramites and Lamanites. And Joseph Smith warns Mormons for the latter days. If you will not hear his voice, you shall be precisely as it stands in our New Testament. And here comes the bomb! Or the lightning strike. Lightning strike is from 85, verse 8. I warned Nelson not to touch the altar. He didn't listen. I warned Cox too. He didn't listen. What the hell, guys? What the hell? Y'all think you're smarter. Oh, Happy Dance is here again because I'm happy. So now you got an idea of what it was like when I deciphered Paleo-Hebrew script. So, we'll give you Joseph Smith's prophecies first. Section 101, verse 43. And now I will show unto you a parable, not literal history, that you may know my will concerning the redemption of Zion. Oh, that man like Moses guy. A certain nobleman had a spot of land, very choice, and he said unto his servants, Go ye unto my vineyard, even upon this very choice piece of land, and plant 12 olive trees. Servants are the missionaries, which eventually became, under Joseph Smith, the 12 apostles, who were in charge of the missionaries, called the 70. So the 12 olive trees are the house of Israel. You, Mormons! And set watchmen round about them, and build a tower, that one may overlook the land round about, to be a watchman upon the tower, that mine olive trees may not be broken down and deported. I do these videos for a reason. And if you're pissed at me because I'm doing a happy dance because you didn't believe, it's your fault. May not be broken down when the enemy shall come to spoil and take upon themselves the fruit of my vineyard. Now the servant of the nobleman went and did as their Lord commanded. That's Joseph Smith and his initial missionaries until 1832. And then Benson takes over to explain Section 84, and I have to step in to add Section 86. And so they did as the Lord commanded, planted the olive trees, built a hedge round about, set watchmen, began to build a tower. And while they were yet laying the foundation thereof, they began to say among themselves, And what need hath my Lord of this tower? And this is after 1832. And consulted for a long time, saying among themselves, What need hath my Lord of this tower, seeing this is a time of peace? Okay, so it's after Brigham Young. They didn't build the tower until, was it the 50s, 60s, somewhere around there? Everybody knows the church office building is the tower from the scripture. They all told me, and I already knew when I was there in the tower, 24th floor. Great view. Great view. Might not the money be given to the exchangers? Can you say Judas? For there is no need of these things. And while they were at variance one with another, they became very slothful, and they hearkened not unto the commandments of their Lord. Yeah. It's like I'm repeating myself. And boom, here it is. And the enemy came by night and broke down the hedge, and the servants of the nobleman arose and were affrighted and fled. I've got to bring over more stuff that I've already done. And the enemy destroyed their works and broke down the olive trees. Deported, deported, deported. And so, yeah, he comes and says, "Why? What the hell? Who did this? What the bleep?" And then verse 55 is the man like Moses. I try to warn, you don't listen, you don't believe. Here it is. And it's from your trusted source, Fox News. Because you're not going to listen to me if it's MSNBC. They're now what we bullied them they are. MS Now. Fake news. All the time, every time. So, 19 July 1840. Joseph Smith added some extra commentary on verse 51, the deportation and destruction of Salt Lake City. I'm not safe in Salt Lake City. I'm not safe in Salt Lake City. Yeah, you thought 2020 with the Black Lives Matter protests was scary. The police officers given military gear, beating down old men for just walking the streets. Yeah, it's coming to Utah. Good job, Mormons. Good job. Way to listen and believe. So he adds, as I do realize going over it so many times that there's some upgrading that I should do for it, but Mormons don't want Zion. They want utter destruction. The tragedy of the Book of Mormon. For those of you who cheated and read the ending first. Then the enemy came as a thief in the night and broke down the hedge, and the servants of the nobleman arose and were affrighted and fled. And thus the enemy did scatter the servants abroad, and did deport the seed of these 12 olive trees, scattering them abroad. They will then wake up the nations of the whole earth. Even this nation will be on the very verge of crumbling to pieces and tumbling to the ground. And here you thought, oh, wait a minute. And when the Constitution is upon the brink of ruin. Yeah, you thought it was hanging by a thread, didn't you? Somebody lied about this original document. Oh, Brigham and Heber, was it? Brigham and Heber. And so, yeah, this is what's coming. And I warned you, you didn't believe, you didn't listen. So, we'll do the prophecy last, or last part of the segment, and then we'll do the rest of the news. And then so tomorrow, wow, I can take the day off. I'm doing it tonight. Special breaking news segment. So yeah, I saw this and I'm like, which states? So I have to watch the video as I'm under threat of YouTube attacking me. How dare you watch a video? We want you to watch these videos. Here's a flashing of the screen to cause seizures. God. So yes, Trump deploying National Guard to 19 states. Ta-da! Joseph Smith, the prophet of the Jews. I mean, seriously, guys. This is what the gifts are. They're not titles. Joseph Smith actually predicted the future. And boom! And you're all sitting back going, huh? I don't understand. How is this a prophecy? Well, I don't really, I have a spiritual witness feelings. This is fake news. It doesn't say that. But I'm not looking it up. I don't need to. I've got a spiritual witness feeling. My feelings are true. Validate. Dear God. You're all acting like DEIs. And that's why they're coming. They're coming for you, Mormons. They know you aren't really MAGA. So yeah, the 19 states are Idaho, Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio, Virginia, Tennessee, Arkansas, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida. So don't think it's all MAGA states. Nope, Pam Bondi gave you a week in advance notice, and I added to that. Cox, if you're listening, you've got a week. You've got to do everything on this list that I've been repeating all this week. And you didn't do it, and here they come. Now Karen Gong Suarez gonna have to flee the country, self-deport. Ooh, they get $1,000. If you've been following Fox like you claim you do, you know they go by appearance. They've been locking up celebrities. They've been locking up celebrity wives. They've been locking up celebrity fathers. They don't care. And so yes, religion, they don't care. They're coming for you. The whole list. Oh, dear God. And so, yes, the only thing Mormons have to do is declare war. Good luck. Good luck. I'll just see the damage when I come out of my cave at night. See the smoke rising down at Temple Square. The dead bodies bursting in air gave proof through the night that the Church of Jesus Christ is no longer there. I am on a roll. Oh my God. So, yeah, we're coming back to you, Emma. I got the perfect picture of her. Perfect. But that's last. For once, we're doing the top story first. Dear God. So, okay. Here's the other pictures that I have. So, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is false. I tried to warn you. You didn't listen. You didn't believe. Sister Jessica's document from her mission president email was exposed by Mormons last year in November, following Nelson saying that Jesus is coming in the coming day. I've been warning you, it's Trump. You didn't listen. You didn't believe. You think it's actual Jesus from outer space. Oh, and you fell for it. You got deceived by false prophets, Mormons. I tried to save your lives and you rejected me, so. I have no empathy for people who reject the word without even bothering to do some research first. You reject it outright. And so there's nothing I can do for you. I can't force your agency. This is just going to be catastrophic, and yeah, it's going to be sad. But Mormons, you got wicked. You wouldn't stop. You attacked me for trying to save your lives, to tell you to stop. And every time you call a Mormon wicked, they prove it to you. Oh yeah, we'll show you. And dear God, what does it take? This. Destruction. That's what it takes. Mormons are so far gone. It takes destruction now. You're not listening. You're not getting it. Dear God. And so, Oaks said 2020 is a test run, which means they're in charge of everything that's going on. They're doing it. I did the videos today. You're not listening. Gong is now dying out. Nobody's listening. But they're too long. I'm going back to one of the other critics who have 5-hour-long videos. Don't give me excuses. You have none. Don't give me that. There are other people doing long videos and people are watching them in mass numbers. Don't tell me you can't endure mine, even though, yeah, my soothing voice often puts people to sleep. I've tried looking for Seychelles, Sonny and Dina Rincon, for my mission. It's too common of a name. I couldn't find them. It's possible they may be dead, or they just stayed away from social media to avoid being noticed and notified or seen. I don't know. I wouldn't think he would, but because of the job he had. But nonetheless, yeah, the one and only one family that I have to apologize to for converting. God. And so, yeah, Sister Jessica, you guys need Zion. And you think this is it. And yet you ignore and you therefore deny Joseph Smith as a prophet, seer, revelator, and translator. You deny his gifts. You reject them. You say that he's a titled person in order to believe that he's true, because the wisdom of the world said Joseph is false. And then you went, oh, no, he's true. Leave us alone. Religious freedom. He never said he was a translator, except numerous times everywhere. And you turned his prophecies and visions into literal histories. Dear God, Mormons, what the hell? How could you let this happen? You know, fine. Blame the great and abominable church. But there are over 15 million of us who figured it out and left. Who are also in danger because of you. So yes, before I get too far in and nobody's listening anymore, which may be too late, everybody can come to Zion if you abide by the law. And it's just one. Give agency. That's it. That's all. Life, liberty, property. It's called love. And then in return, others will give it to you. If you can't abide by that law, don't bother to come. You're going to get kicked out anyway. Right there in our Constitution, life, liberty, and property, agency. And yet, the government is destroyed. So, yeah, Oaks leaked it. They are the enemy. And it's now going to backfire on them, as Joseph Smith warned. So, I warned. Had my... Oh, right. So we got to do this one first, and then come back to it. So, I recently repeated about why all this is happening, and who I am, and why. Because of the 17-year, oh dear God, 8-year, was 8 years to 2016, which Benson, 3 decades, ta-da, he knew. No duh, he knew, because he's the one that comes out and says the prophecy of Joseph Smith. What prophecy? The one on 19 July 1840 that I read to you. That one. And he says Joseph is going to be wrong. It's not going to be saved in Washington. That he's correct. But Captain Moroni did go in 2020, the Exodus year, and locked them up, just as it was with the title of liberty. But then they were all pardoned. Because it was a test run. God. And so, yeah, 21st of August, 2008, I am wrongfully accused and disappeared, erased, to be murdered by torture. Ordered and paid by President Thomas S. Monson and all his 15, including Nelson and Oakes. And 9 more left. 9 more. So Monson already got his comeuppance. Pigley. Joseph Smith and I ganged up on him. He had no prayer in the world to escape that one. Oh, man. And so, while in the beginning, I had a dream, and in that dream, Hinckley transferred authority to me. Number 77 and number 88. Add 7 and 8 together, you get 15. So, in 2016, I then have a dream of living in a tent. Tabernacles, both the Jewish and the House of Israel tabernacles on the 15th of the months. Tishri and then Heshvan. Usually September and then October, or October and November. I think it's October and November mostly. And then comes Hanukkah for December afterward. And so, yeah, with the transfer of authority, yet again, I already had the boots. I offered them back to him. He just kept on going with his security. Transfer of authority. And so last year, 9/11, which the same as the lightning strike in Thule, for the fulfillment of Elijah versus the priests of Baal. That's interesting, because I just did that in the video previously that so far nobody's watching. I don't speak in it. It's just the living prophets. I get that guy who says, if the church is false, then all you got to do is present their own words. But you, I don't believe you. Okay, fine. Here you go. Their own words. Dear God. And so, yeah, the number 15 came up twice. 77, 88. Again, with the 2 15s for the tabernacle tents, Jewish holy days. So yes, there's a pattern of transferring authority. 77, 88, 8 years later, here we are. Dear God. So Irene is the one who's transferring authority. Not Nelson, not Oakes, not Holland. Irene is 4th in rank. That always was interesting. Wondering what's going to happen. And so now we're starting to see what's about to happen. You didn't want to believe. So, this year, on the 10th of August, 2025, had a dream waking up with 4 Egyptian hieroglyphic, not hieratic, they were the pictures, hieroglyphic bread loaves. So doing the research that morning after I woke up, I came across Judges 19, which is a similar pattern prophecy of the story in Genesis of Sodom getting destroyed. There are some variations, different names, different genealogies, but the same. The Jews all talk about the man like Moses because it's the law. They can't stray from it. The law says they have to do it. And so every single story, even that Jesus guy, is the man like Moses of Joseph Smith. You thought he was Christian. Oops. Okay, so I'm thinking, oh, moons. And so I did the research and found that there were 4 moons to take us to October 6th. But then 9 days later, I had my flood dream. Oh, okay. Okay, flood dream, great. Matthew 24, 37 to 39. The last days shall be as in the days of Noah. They're eating and drinking and getting sealed in the temple, and then all die because they rejected getting onto the ark to save themselves. The ark is Zion. So the parable of the 10 virgins, that should have impressed you. Nope. Nope. Oh my hell. You're so far gone, Mormons. This is humiliating for you. This is just awful. You are real live witnesses of the fulfillment of Joseph Smith as an actual prophet predicting the future. And all those expo nevermos were mocking you, saying Joseph Smith lied. His prophecies didn't happen. He turned 85. Oh, he didn't. He was assassinated. Therefore, the prophecy failed. That was a Danite. Forged document. And yet you cower to the world who tells you Joseph Smith is false, who tell you the Book of Mormon is false. You cave and cower. You have no honor and integrity to stand up for Joseph and the Book of Mormon. You are getting shamed. As Joseph Smith steps up as the prophet. God. Unbleeping believable. I just... So, the next day. Oops. The 20th. Day number 2. Judges 19. 5 days. I am the bread of life. Sign in the heavens. If you don't understand, you gotta produce the fruits. The true prophet produces the fruits, that thereby you may know him and not be deceived by false prophets who don't produce even anything, let alone corrupt fruit. And so on the 21st, here comes the flood, Mormons, here it comes. Here it comes. It's coming. It's gonna get you. Run! Run! Nope. You ignored it. Day 3. Oh, That's Joseph Smith going over the 10 virgins with the first 3 virgins who are foolish in verse 11 of Abraham chapter 1, and then the 21st of August 2017 on the Abraham chapter 12, or chapter 1 verse 12. I've been doing these videos, you're not listening, and this is not going to get me to the ones I want. We're not ready for you yet. There we go. But that's not the one, that's today's. Where was yesterday's? That was yesterday. Tell me I didn't put it in this file. Oh, it's still in this file. Yeah, there it is. Because I did the 23rd way earlier. Now you do it, just over on the wrong side. Microsoft, you suck. Day 4. I told you things were getting escalated with the dreams and the inspiration for videos that are just overwhelming you beyond the overwhelming of doing a video longer than 10 minutes. So I did the picture for you, showing you how the moon is there at the mouth of Leo the lion, and the sun is there at Regulus. Setting it up for today, this morning, with the dark moon, which was made up in 2016. It really isn't astronomy. It's just that it's an extra moon in a season for this particular one. But anyway, I thought it was a cool coinkadink. So yes, we'll go over the interpretations in a minute. Hold your horses. And so yeah, today, the dark moon, new moon, there at the star Regulus in Leo with the sun. Alright, so now we get to explain. So we got to go back into the scriptures, because that is where we belong. Joseph Smith translation, Revelation chapter 12. After telling us about prophecy and revelation added in verse 1, this is an actual calendar date and clock time, in case you couldn't figure it out by sun, moon, stars. That was too complicated for you to figure out that this is a calendar date and a clock time of the coming of the Mormon to you. 23rd September 2017. Joseph Smith, in the Joseph Smith translation, even explains it for you, in case you couldn't figure it out. Virgo is the Church of Joseph Smith. Verse 7, right there. Virgo is Joseph Smith's church. And so, the Mormon is the Christ, because the man-child, who is Jupiter, comes out of the church. Born of the church. He's a Brighamite. Because only Brigham has the inverted pentagram of Lucifer. Community of Christ doesn't have it. Sidney Rigdon didn't have it. James Strang didn't even have it. Alpheus Cutler didn't have it. The Temple Lot Church didn't have it. David Whitmer didn't have it. John C. Bennett had it. I don't think he's a part of any church anymore that exists. Yep, only Brigham. On the keystone of the doors of the Salt Lake Temple, in case you couldn't figure it out from the scriptures. And you couldn't figure it out from Nelson's baby name meaning. Russell Red Marion, Mars. So you catching on yet? Joseph Smith says the signs in the heavens are in the likeness of the predictions of the future on earth. And so Jupiter is the Mormon, the man like Moses. Mars is Nelson. Catching on yet? The woman is the church. So any scripture having a woman, you have to say, okay, it's the church. So then you got to figure out, is she a wise virgin or is she a foolish virgin? Is the church an apostasy or is the church righteous? And under threat of the great and abominable church. The Book of Esther. That's how you interpret, is because Joseph Smith is helping you interpret scripture prophecy so that you will know when your Christ comes. It's going to be a Mormon. And so there's also going to be a government leader. Because anciently they were a theocracy. Government and religion were one. In the United States of America, where all this is hitting the fan, bigly, we have a separation of church and state. So there's a presidential leader and a presidential religious leader. So Nelson is the religion, therefore Trump is Zedekiah in the first year when Lehi starts his ministry. On September 23rd, 2017, the man like Moses. Not literal history, Mormons. You have threatened that it's literal history, lying and denying all these generations, and now you just got punked by the Book of Mormon itself. And by Joseph Smith, whom you rejected as your founder. How humiliating. And so, Nelson, as Mars, on the 22nd yesterday, was at the breasts of the church. The sun is for government. The moon is for religion. From the ancient Egyptians, the eyes of Horus, the Egyptian Christ, who comes back to restore Joseph Smith's church from the brother who murdered him. Exact pattern match, guys. And so thus the moon, religion, is calling out from Leo, as the sun for government is at the star Regulus, the king star. And so something is going to happen in Judah, Utah. Lion is the symbol of Judah, phonetically the same as Utah. If you were following me, you would have known this. And so there's Jupiter. between life and death as the judge in Gemini. He's your Christ. He's the Mormon. We're supposed to be going to Zion soon. He's got to separate the tares from the wheat. Section 86. Those who are lying about the Book of Mormon. And there's Venus in between Gemini and Cancer. She's the church. The woman, just as the woman is Virgo, Venus is the inverted pentagram. And so thus, the foolish virgins. So Saturn and Mercury. Saturn is the father of Jupiter. But Mercury, the trump of the gods, the messenger. Sure enough, running the test, checking it out all these 8 years, yeah, Trump is Mercury. And there he is in the position where he needs to be for what just got fulfilled. Sign in the heaven in the likeness of things on earth. Boom, Trump, there at the front of Cancer, the crab, also understood anciently as the serpent. You know, the serpent that attacks. From the Garden of Eden, thou mayest have power to bruise his heel, but he shall have power to crush thy head. Serpent, the beast of Revelation 13. Exact pattern match. Shofar, image of shofar adds up to 666, in case you were curious. Over all these decades, people have tried to attach 666 to Bush and Osama bin Laden and the Iraqi guy, Saddam Hussein, and Obama. People are just making stuff up and attaching it to all of them. They have no clue how to do it. Nope. Nonetheless, yeah, the Achilles heel, Brad Pitt, getting shot by the arrow. Yeah, it's the same version of the story. But in this particular case, the warning is for the church. Trump is about to come in and attack Utah. That's why the moon is at the mouth of Utah. The religion. Here it comes, Joseph Smith's prophecy. For the government. Cox, if you're listening. You're not. So yeah, all right there. As the mouth of the dragon is still spewing the signids. The signids. Meteor showers at the mouth of the Draco the dragon. So just incredible. And so yeah, the 3 falling stars of the high priest, Gong, Kieran, and Suarez. Hilarious. And so, yep, today, the big reveal, day 5. Dream comes true too. And you don't believe either of us. Just unbelievable. So, yep. You were warned. Here it is. We're all going to die. Good job, Mormons. So the rest of the stuff, to keep on going. We'll just start from the top and just go through it. AI is causing problems, more problems. I warned you, you're not listening. It is now buffering the internet and buffering websites, making it more difficult to do searches, making it more difficult to access the websites. And it's hurting advertisers on websites, as I covered yesterday, but it's also preventing people from accessing the internet, let alone accessing the right sites that they want to look for. And this has also been done by YouTube and their AI on me as part of their multi-pronged cyber terrorist attack that they just keep, they get exposed for one, or it fails, and then they move to the next one, and 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 the next one. Then they cycle back again, year after year after year, month after month after month, doing the same thing. They get nothing new with AI. It's just doing the same thing for them. Same patterns. But I can tell the difference between an AI attack and a shift worker attack. Dumbass. And now you know. He's been following me all 8 years. He knows. He even listens to my videos because I caught him. Not only catching him where he lives here in Utah. God. And so yes, he's listening to my videos. He doesn't agree with me. He cyber terrorized me to prove the church is true. Now he knows. Again, he knows. He is a son of perdition because he knows and he still rejects me. Just like the Strengthening Church Members Committee that are required to watch me and then return and report to Nelson. They know. And again, with this video, they know. Get all excited. But not that video, not that song either. Lightning Strikes. That one. And there's a whole bunch of them to choose from, but we'll see. These guys know, and they have no honor and integrity as they reject me to cower before Nelson, who's on the verge of death. And yet they fear him more than me, who has the powers that I again demonstrate. They were there last year on 9/11. They know. They had to watch that video and return and report. They were there watching on 9/11 in 2023 when I did the countdown to 9/11, and boom, Nelson fell. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Mars? Son of the morning, Lucifer. I mean, they know. And that's why Nelson took 3 weeks before he told us. They know. They know because of my #1 video still. Because I am who I am. They know. They ordered the YouTube Mormon employee to shut me down from there on out, so that nobody would know, even though 40,000 knew. And somehow they're gone. They rejected me. I gave it to you guys. Section 107, 91, and 92, all in that one video. And I wasn't going to do that video. I was forced to do it. It's not my fault. The second X forced me to make the video. And here we are 8 years later. Oh, dear God. You're not getting it, Mormons. And this is just humiliating for you. You guys have been shamed. Oh, God. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, the Trump administration now is going after social media accounts of everybody on the blacklist. So YouTube's already been doing the purge of women. Oh my hell. Thousands and thousands of female websites gone just because they're women. The hatred of YouTube towards women is just scary. Even teen girls doing channels gone because YouTube hates them. And they're going to blame it on AI. Oh, it was AI that said they were violating YouTube standards and values from the For Strength of Youth pamphlet that we have programmed into it. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to have a constitution plugged into your programming, not the church. And so, yeah, they're going to do more purging, just as Biden did for videos. Now Trump is going to do it, and he's going to actually ban the channels and then go and find those people and deport them. Because the social media sites have all your information. They'll know exactly who you are and where you are. And they're going to get you. I warned you. Here it comes. Trump is about to die, so he's escalating things. So Texas officially gerrymandered the whole state of Texas. 3 Nephi 7, guys. I mean, come on. All of it. Prophecy. Fulfilled. And Mormons still reject the Book of Mormon. Mormons still reject Joseph Smith. Mormons still reject me. And I can handle me, but Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon I have never understood ever since I moved here. How Mormons could reject Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon is beyond my comprehension. And Mormons just make excuses after excuses to do their rejections. And I just stand going, what? Huh? Are you stupid? Or are you willingly being stupid to not read to learn the truth? Or are you just pure evil knowing the truth and denying it? Thinking that I'm going to believe you? Who did the work and produced the fruits of the word? And Mormons never get it. Never. They always think they're going to get me. We'll show you. I'm going to bear false witness testimony. I got him. I'm going to tell him he's ugly. Got him. I'm going to tell him he's stupid and of the devil. Got him. You don't get it. Beam and mote. You falsely accused me and revealed it's you. dumbasses. All you had to do was give agency, and you can't do it. You've got the DNA of the Danites coursing through your veins, not allowing you to be good. You're the #1 murderers of spouses. Anybody who's involved in murder, you ain't coming to Zion. There is no repentance for that. Did you not learn from King David? Bye-bye, Brigham. You ain't coming. So he went and formed his own, just like Cain did. Just like Set, who murdered Osiris, who gave birth to Horus, the Egyptian Christ. All the same, all prophecies of Mormons. And so yeah, that's these other pictures. So Dallas, Austin, Houston, San Antonio, and Rio Grande all have new districts so that they can get 5 extra congressional seats next year, but 3rd Nephi 7 to divide America so that Texas is full MAGA now. No doubt about it. So all Democrats, yep, you gotta go. That's what they're doing on purpose, to kick out Democrats, to make it full Texas forever, the state of MAGA Texas, the nation. They're supposed to have all of this stuff. They're supposed to have concentration camps. They're supposed to have a Gestapo and an SS, establish martial law, having curfews. They're supposed to deport Democrats, Democrat press, LGBTQ, blacks, all of color, Islam, all religions who are not evangelical whites, the poor and the homeless, undocumented, the naturalized, Asians, elderly, disabled, both physically and mentally retarded from the psychological abuse of psychologists, getting kickbacks from Big Pharma to perform human experimentations. You're supposed to privatize what was previously funded by the government to have a new economy for the state of Texas. So that there is no federal funding anymore. The federal government's gone. This is what Trump is doing. And every single state is supposed to be doing this. So yes, I guess they finally got my messages. Captain Moroni does it again. And so the health profession, all the hospitals, nope, they've got to be all privatized. No federal funding. So if they want to do scientific research for health, they've got to do it by themselves. They can't get federal grants. Public school systems, nope, got to be privatized. No more public school system. Social Security, privatized. No more retirement. Legal defense. No free legal attorney. You've got to be able to afford your own defense counsel. Have your own private attorney to sue people and be sued. Survival of the fittest. Who has the best lawyer. And then everything is controlled by AI as a punishment and a social control system on your cell phones, telling you what you are allowed to watch, and if you dare go somewhere else, you're going to be punished in multiple ways and fashions, and your social credit rating will drop, and you won't be able to buy enough food to eat or have a place to live. And that's what they do in China. I warn you of all this stuff. And so women, yeah, you're for breeding only. And if you're unable to get a husband to be a trad wife in a polygamous family harem, then you are supposed to get yourself raped. Then you obviously can't be a single mother, and you have to have the baby. You can't have abortions. You can't have contraceptions of any kind. You have to be a breeder if you're not on the list of get out. So I warn, you don't listen. Here it comes. America is at war. Trump is purposely escalating to cause the Civil War. And so if nobody's going to resist, he'll just do these 19 states just like Texas just did. That all will be after this pattern. As DC also, Florida is going to do it. Florida is among the states that's going to have the National Guard. Florida is already, the governor down there who lost to Trump. Yeah, he's turning Florida into full MAGA. And so everything's happening. The House Oversight Committee of our federal government have now received the Epstein files, and we are promised that they are going to release the names of everybody that I've already been reading to you. I read you the first page and then skipped down to Trump and Epstein and even Giselle. Ghislaine Maxwell. She's on there. She's on the blacklist. And she says in her deposition, I'm not on that list. There's no list. She's on the list, and she denied that there's a list. There's a list. She lied. Hilarious. And so, yes, Trump has this swelling sickness of the veins not pumping the blood to his heart. So we already knew about his cankles. As the news was well aware, and the spokeswoman confessed, yeah, Trump has such and such a vein disease. And so today, multiple news sources are now seeing that Trump, his hands also are swollen. This is getting worse for Trump. So he's just going to be one swollen human. And if he's not getting blood flowing to his heart, that's going to be some problems. If they don't end up chopping off body parts like diabetes. Person who has type 1 diabetes, I don't know if type 2 escalates to that point. Type 1 diabetes can get a person to where, because my uncle had this and he had to have his legs chopped off as they turned black. They're not getting blood, which is different than what Trump has. But if he's not able to get blood to the heart, there's going to be some other damage that escalates on him. And even though he's the president and has the top medical care ever of anybody, he's still getting worse. And so Trump might know that his time is short, and if that's the case, we need to be very scared. Which could explain today's prophecy fulfillment of Joseph Smith. And yours truly, as he's just going to destroy everything quickly here at the end of his life. Just not caring about anything because he's going to die. So be aware of that. In 2021, news was coming out that Putin was showing shaking symptoms. And they had learned that, yeah, Putin had some kind of an illness that wasn't related to COVID, but it meant that Putin was expected to die in 2023. Well, 2023 came and went, and I'm going, oh, well, they healed him. And that seems to be the case. That whatever he had, it's gone. Nobody's talking about it anymore. And so, yeah, Russia's doctors for Putin, they healed him. Whatever it was he had, it's gone. He's not shaking anymore. Nobody's talking about it. He didn't have the physical symptoms at the Anchorage, Russia summit. Whereas Oakes, doing his Easter video earlier this year, yep, he's got tardive dyskinesia. He's taking psycho drugs from Big Pharma, of which the church has stock in, making a profit off of their sicknesses. Oh, dear God. So, yeah, Utah's doctors aren't nearly as skilled as the president's doctors or Russia's doctors, even though Putin throws out Russian doctors from the third floor windows. If you've heard about that. Dear God. My hell. Yeah, here, dear God. This is just pure evil. I've warned you about psychology, of how evil it is, how it came from Nazi Germany, to thank their American liberators with the CIA, and embraced in Utah, which just is the hot spot for this evil abomination. Number one in the world for murdering spouses. And so, yep, like I've been telling you, they're desperately trying to cover it all up and hide how psychology is getting exposed as the criminal evil that it is. By, one treatment center gets shut down and the psychologists get locked up in prison. They come out with a bunch more treatment centers, with a whole bunch more psychologists in the field to run them. And sure enough, here we go. Dear God, this is a massive thing. And for kids. Just, oh my God. All BYU students graduated in psychology are going to go and work there. And it's the same educational system that have all of the treatment centers shut down and psychologists in prison for. And they just keep doing it. And bigger and worse and more. And it's kids, 5 to 18 years of age. Utah Asylum. That was originally going to be tomorrow's big news thumbnail picture and title of the video until, oh, there it is. Prophecy fulfilled. And a Utah police chief, I don't know if it was Red or if it was some other police chief, their hastily conclusion with a small sampling saying that men who strangle their wives, or men who strangle women, doesn't have to be their wife, are men who shoot cops. That's a fallacy argument. Try again. You concluded wrong. You're lying. Stop it. This is what psychologists do. No. All you found was a pattern match. The men who you've arrested who were involved with strangling a woman are the same men who also shot at cops. That's what you found. That's it. That's all. Pattern matches. You only have a small sampling. There are plenty of other men who are strangling women who don't shoot at cops. Like the woman, or the, yeah, well, he was accused of it, but he's been chased out of Utah. The starting quarterback for BYU was accused by the girl of having choked her, strangling her. He didn't shoot at the cops. And so there, one, and your whole conclusion is falsified. You lied. God, I warn you guys that these guys have no clue how to investigate crime, and here's a perfect example. The police chief of all people, dear God, I should find out who that dumbass is, if it's red. And finally, we're declaring war on Venezuela. I told you to watch out for that. Alrighty, an hour and 20 minutes. God. That's 7:20.